Once again, we are here live, Common Man, Don Cigabello, Cigar Bar and Lounge, man. You know how we do it. A host with the most, as they say. My boy Coach Fred, man. My guy, my co-host, True.
What's good with it? What's good with it?
My man, True. You know how we kick it off.
Ain't no doubt.
All right, so
let's talk to the people that pay the bills, baby.
You know, big sponsor, Don Cigabello's, for allowing us to be here. We want to say thank you. The biggest sponsor, Velvet Puff, they're in the house. So if you hear my boys, come on down, check them out. They are also providing the smokes for the show tonight. We're going to see what that's about in 1 second. Hallelujah Liquor in Natchez, Mississippi. You know what they do for us. Beechwood Steakhouse here in Vicksburg, Mississippi. I want to say thank you to them as well for being a sponsor. And if anybody else wants to be a sponsor, man, get up my guy Cameraman. We take on all sponsors.
Tap in with us, man.
And I almost forgot the biggest sponsor, my guy Cameraman 06. It's that time. Hey, send your pictures. What we say that one is?
Family portraits, summertime.
Hey, we're talking about vacation pictures, pre-vacation pictures, all that stuff, man. Get up my guy Cameraman. So let's kick it off right, man, before we jump into who we got as the guest.
It is.
We got two.
What we got on deck tonight?
Two we're going to try out here. Bird Dog. Flavor, blackberry whiskey. 90 proof. So let's see what it is. You drinking it?
Only a guy from Florida would come in here after a week we had last week with mustard and fish, and then we come in here with blackberry bourbon. I'm gonna give him a shot though. I'm gonna see what he got going tonight.
It's good color. Top that up.
Supposed to play the song with it. Blackberry,
let's see about that.
Come on now.
All right, let's see what it is.
Yeah, they used to be in this one.
Bad. Give you like a licorice vibe, kind of, sort of.
You can feel it a little bit.
Yeah. Might be good with the
but I'm a Crown drinker, you know, Crown, blackberry Crown, I do that as well.
Okay.
Let me see.
It ain't bad.
It ain't bad.
It ain't bad. It ain't bad. It ain't bad.
Kevin got one? Not yet?
I prefer not the blackberry. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. It ain't bad.
All right, here we go. We got one more. We picked this one. Uncle Nearest. The story behind the long story short behind Uncle Nearest.
It's the real legend.
Uncle Nearest is the guy that started Jack Daniels. He took Jack Daniels, took Uncle Nearest, took the recipe, brought Uncle Nearest along. Once Uncle Nearest got his money up, he branched off. Long story short, 2024 version, made his own ish.
Yeah, it is.
Got a documentary on this.
Shout out to
Uncle Nearest. Let's see what's about.
Yeah, but he ain't no good.
Smell Uncle Nearest.
No doubt.
Uncle Nearest.
93 proof,
93
baby.
proof.
Drink caution.
Looks like you smell it like that.
Hey, they got some good steak. Show them. They got some damn good steak.
It's good though. It ain't hit. It ain't no bite, real bite to it. That's good. Uncle Nearest did he did the big one with that now. That's pretty good there.
So for the show, I'm gonna go Uncle Nearest.
Yeah, I'm going Uncle Nearest too, boss. As
we get started, man, as we pour up, get ready to light up. We got one in the house tonight, man.
Hometown guest, man. Excited about this one right here.
Just in time for football season, man. Just got back here, so to speak, in the shadows, foothills of where he's from. We're gonna let him tell his story and talk about what he's got going on, man. And we talk about Coach Lacey, Vicksburg Senior High School head football coach, Coach Lacey.
Well, how y'all doing?
Coach, man, we appreciate you coming on, man.
How you
do, Coach.
What's good? Yeah, I'm from Vicksburg. It's an honor to be on this, show with y'all. I've been doing podcasts and interviews for like the past 3 weeks, so it's cool, come back in and get on another one. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know y'all had this going on, so it's an honor to be able to, be here first and foremost. I make sure. I'm from Vicksburg. I played football at Warren Central High School, growing up or whatever. ended up going to Jackson State for a semester after high school. Left there, transferred back to Capella Lincoln Community College, and finished up playing at Mississippi College.
Okay.
You know, I tell people all the time, when I was about 14 years old, I knew I didn't want to play NFL football, but I knew I loved football. I always wanted to be a coach. So I wrote that down in my senior book when I was 16, that I wanted to coach football, own a business, own a Bulldog, and own a Charger.
There you go.
So
how many of them you got completed?
Every last one of them. I did every last one of them. So I kind of had that vision from the beginning. One of my high school coaches was the first black high school coach that I had, which was his name is Larry Tyrone, a legend to me. And he was the guy that kind of inspired there, him and a guy named Corey Wilson. So they kind of inspired me to want to fall into coaching. And just throughout that journey, man, you know, I had a role where I ended up getting kicked out of college for situations that wasn't in my control, but I had to go handle the legal situations about it. Yep. And then I came back and, you know, did my thing. But in that time, with me starting a business, I ended up training all these high school kids and NFL guys and college guys, which kind of got my name out there with all the players and stuff. Had a big following on social media, Twitter and things, and I was just trying to find my way back into coaching. I think training was just that fix to get me back into it or whatever. But God's so good, man. I think that's where He wanted me to start from the beginning. So I tell people all the time, I started from the back to the front. Right. So I went ahead and took care of all the relationships with college coaches and other high school coaches being a trainer. So when I finally got my first high school job, I had already built a relationship with everybody, and it just kind of pushed me forward.
Just a pipeline.
Yeah, so a pipeline. So, I mean, I was the guy going to the AFCA coaching clinics as a trainer, and people looking at me like, who is this trainer? But fast forward, now they looking at me, I'm a head football coach. So that's just come out of my journey, man.
Is that the vision? Is that your vision of where you expected it to go? Where you expected it to take off at?
What, talking about the high school level?
I'm just saying, like you say you started as the, you know, when you did the training.
Right.
Did you know for a fact you wanted to transition?
Oh yeah, I began it with the end in mind from the beginning. Yeah, I already knew, man. That was just I just had to walk that road. Yeah.
You gotta have a way in.
And I tell people all the time, my favorite poem growing up was Road Less Travel. You know what I'm saying? So with that being I just knew my path wasn't gonna be the same as everybody else. Okay. So now that I'm here, you know, it's just a blessing. Everything lined up the way it was supposed to. Sometimes I can't explain it. I just say, man, if you in that faith, just continue to walk with God. He's gonna put you where you need to be, and that's what ended up happening.
Every time, man.
And you know, being from here, being named the head coach, right around the same time, 2 years ago, right around this time. Being from here, that had to mean so much more. Not just to be a coach, but to be a coach where you're from.
Most definitely.
Speaking to those emotions, Coach Daniels leaves, you're up next. Or so you don't know, but you're thinking you're up next.
Right.
You get that call. What's the thought? What's the feelings? How you keep intact? Because this is where you're from. Right.
Well, I already in my mind, like I said, I'm a visionary guy. So I kind of already had that vision in talks with Coach McDaniel. You know what I'm saying? I said he one of the first head coaches that actually sat me down and just taught me ball. But he used to always tell me, man, look, I'm going to teach you how to be a head football coach. You know what I'm saying? So throughout that journey, me and him was just elbow to elbow the whole time. Right. I actually ended up leaving after the 23 season and going and getting a job at Forest High School, which he helped me with the interview process and everything, and other coaches, but I ended up getting that job and Vicksburg came back open, and it was like, I wasn't gonna take it because I didn't want to walk in the room and tell all of those kids that I was gonna lead them after putting it down, hardest part. But my grandmother told me, man, you're gonna regret not interviewing for this job, you know what I'm saying, so take it, you know, God got you, so I ended up coming back and interviewing for him. Being from here, it's a crazy dynamic because it didn't hit me till last year when we played the Vicksburg Warren Central game, and it was so many people, and I realized that one, I was coaching against my old coaches, but then at the same time, I'm coaching at the same school that Coach Knox, Coach Stevens, and all those guys coached there. So
it's almost it just turned a complete circle for you.
It was a big old circle, man. So it went full spectrum, like at the game.
Do you feel more pressure because you, like, you know, you're the man of your city, and like the success lies on your back of the success of these young men nowadays in the city of Vicksburg. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that trigger a pressure for you, or is it one of them things like, you know, it takes a special person for it, you know what I'm saying? So just listen to your story, that it kind of ties into kind of what it is. But is there any extra added pressure with just, God, I'm here, I gotta, it's home for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So more than anything, you can translate. You understand, like I'm, you know what I mean? Like, is it any added pressure from I might have went to school with your mama. You know what I'm saying? Is it any added pressure that's like, I gotta make sure these guys are successful?
Well, not necessarily, because like I say, the kids and the preparation take care of the pressure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The kids keep me grounded. You know, when I look at them kids when we breaking down huddles and stuff like that, I know that they trust what I'm putting down. So that kind of alleviate the pressure with that. Right. I think if it is some pressure, it comes from me hoping that when I get in the car every day that I did my best job for them.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Football is football. You know, power gonna be power, counter gonna be counter.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Inside zone gonna be inside zone. Everybody doing the same thing. It's more so who doing it better than everybody else. So it ain't really necessarily pressure when it comes to that. I actually am honored to be able to do it, like I say, because I know all these great coaches that been there and done it. So I'm just trying to follow in their footsteps.
At what point did you know they bought in? I got it. I'm back in the city. They with me.
I think, and it's crazy because I was the defensive coordinator at the middle school with this senior class.
So you knew that section.
Right.
Wave, they already knew who you were.
Right. It was kind of built up. And then, like I said, we always like kind of prepare for the moment. So we practice the moments and practice and things of that nature. So like, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like me looking in their eyes knowing they're ready. It's just how they practice, you know. When they practice well, I was like, all right, we prepared to go play a football game, and everybody kind of bought in. When I first started out, we probably had 50 kids on the team. I got 105 kids on the team right now, so I know somebody bought in.
That's a blessing. Ain't no doubt about it.
You know, with what you're saying and where we are right now, right? Okay. And I got some tougher stuff for you later, but right now,
I got you.
Being a coach, been a coach for a minute, dealing with trainers as a coach has been really tough for me, because I may teach one thing, but they're going with their trainer who's teaching another thing. So I want to commend you, but I also want to figure out, how did you navigate that relationship? Because trainers sometimes get a very bad rap because they're, I don't want to say overstepping, but they overstep.
Right.
How did you balance that?
Well, when I first started training, like I said, I was just trying to get my fix into being back into football. So I saw it as a way for, like, if you receive as coach, it's a way for me to learn too.
Right.
So what I usually did was I walk into the coach's office, I shake his hand, and I say, "Look, coach, I'm Christopher Lacey."
So you made a relationship with the kids you were training, coaches, where they eventually had to go back to.
They knew you weren't trying to step on their toes.
Right. And being a teacher,
that's big time.
Being a teacher, every kid don't learn the same. And the same thing you learn that with coaches. Every coach don't coach the same. So the technique you teach might be different from somebody else. So what I did was I made it my mission to learn from those coaches and try to be a help to them. So you sit me down and teach me what you do, and then when I get out here, I could emulate that to your kids. That way we working together and we won't have a problem. So that's how I ended up building like this crazy network of coaches, because I was walking in like, just let me be an asset to your program. If you teaching bicycle step instead of T-step, well, I'm gonna make sure he T-stepping the whole time he with me instead of bicycle kicking on him coming out of a break. So when I started to do that, coaches started to invite me back in. They wanted to teach me stuff, and I actually, like I said, I began to end in mind. I learned a lot of football just sitting down with high school.
See, because I'm a DB guy too. So, I mean, when we talk, but we ain't gonna get into that. But I commend you on that, because at the end of the day, as a coach, I know Coach Watson can say the same thing. As a coach, man, we have these kids for such a short amount of time, and then they go home, and then everybody goes and does this, and this. And it's more prevalent with the skill people.
Right.
I've yet to hear an offensive lineman say he went to go work with his trainer. Right. I'm not saying that don't happen.
Right.
But I'm yet to hear that. Right. So for me, to hear that, that was your angle. That's big time.
Most definitely.
That's
I
big
mean,
time.
not to cut you off, but I literally like I said, I wanted to be an asset to those coaches and the approach. But then at the same time, I wanted to I feel like the bad thing was stepping on people's toes. And I'm also now, since I've been on that side of the quarter, I deal with it now.
You're in the coaching circle.
Now I'm in the coaching circle and I hear people say it back, but now I understand it from a different angle. Now I'm like, well, I'm only gonna send you to somebody if you're gonna train.
Right.
I'm gonna send you to somebody I trust.
Ain't no
what I'm saying? So we'll do that.
That pipeline is only gonna come from the guys
So
that I
that was
got
my next
deal with.
question.
Right.
Now that you're sitting in that seat and you, as I say, one of the collar shirt guys, now have you had to deal with that, but you just answered that. So, going forward, you seem to have a pretty good handle on that deal. And then, your story sounds a little like mine. My whole thing was I wanted to figure out a way to stay attached to the game. Rather that was playing or coaching.
Right.
But when I came out, and I might be dating myself, cameraman, but when I came out, there wasn't a whole thing about training.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We trained
Trainer
on
was
our
your
own.
strength coach.
Right.
So, just having that angle to get in, man, and understanding that, again, I tip my hat to you for that. One of my big questions for you, brother to brother, you know what I mean? How were you accepted? Because we heard so much about the dreads, our beards, our outer appearance to others that make those type of decisions.
Right.
How were you accepted for that? How did that go?
I really never actually got any pushback from just having dreads or a beard or anything like that. I kind of already know, like, some places, you can't go put your toe in that water because you might not be accepted that way.
Right.
But I think it all came full, especially when I went to the Forest interview, because at the time, Forest never really had a black head coach. I was the first one.
It was a shock to him because you
know what I'm saying? But my thing was,
So you were the first, not to cut you off, you were the first?
I was the first black head coach at the school.
Wow.
So my mindset was go in and make everybody see the light bulb come on. Do what you need to do in the interview to where they kind of get past all this, and this would be at the bottom of what you're going, what I'm saying, what you got going on. So when I went in, they knew I was prepared. They knew I loved kids. They knew I cared about kids. I ain't had no blemishes on my records and nothing like that. So everybody kind of took to it. So I guess the thing is just be yourself. Be yourself, be who you are. A lot of times, now I see it on Fridays sometimes from other coaches because, like I said, I'm the guy. Sometimes I'm bouncing around with the kids. I got chains on.
With a head coach.
Stuff like that. Right.
That'll be me.
Right. I had that. But then when my team play, we're not doing anything crazy. We discipline. We yes sir, no sir kids. We fine grooming and everything. So it was kind of like that. But nah, I'm gonna embrace myself. I ain't gonna change for nobody.
Right.
It's either gonna be this or be that. But
you gotta be you.
You can't argue with wins and losses too.
Hard to be fake.
People gonna want to win. So
Hard to be fake. Talk about those challenges, man. Like, there's got to be, and I started off as a high school coach. Been blessed to be in college, 15 years, but, like, high school was my baby. You know what I'm saying? I was teaching 12th grade English in the building. Like, that was my baby. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was amazing.
I don't know how you do it.
Like, what are those challenges? You know what I'm saying? And it's changed, of course, in 15 years, but just, like, there are challenges out there. So, the people that are watching, man, like, while they end up there fussing, talk about some of those challenges that you have on a day-to-day basis of just to where some of the things you got to overcome.
So as you get ready, what do you teach? What's your subject?
I got math and computer science.
Oh, you teach?
Yeah.
Oh, you real teacher.
He
got to get real quizzes. He got real quizzes.
What happened to driver's ed and weights?
I want to teach though. I like teaching. I enjoy teaching.
We appreciate you.
I
appreciate you. I got young kids. I appreciate
it. It keep me
it.
grinding, but then at the same time, I feel like
math teacher.
Ain't no doubt.
I feel like sometimes if I'm in the classroom with my football players too, I can help them on their transition because they listen to me more. Sometimes probably they listen.
Right.
It's just a double sword.
That's a great angle.
It's just a double sword. Yeah. But challenges wise, I mean, I'm from Vicksburg.
Right.
So a lot of times you have people who know you and feel like they can come give you their opinions and you're supposed to take that opinion. That's a challenge.
They try to homeboy you up real quick.
Right.
That's coach.
So with all my parent meetings, I just put out like parents, this is how you can help the program. This is how you can help us. This is how you be a part of the program. That's number one. So we get that out the way. The second part is I don't think sometimes people understand that if I actually have a problem, and I value people's opinion, but if I actually have a football problem, I call coach, I call a lot of different people that I entrust to, help me out with them answers that actually live in this world every day and they can help me out. Right. I guess another challenge would be is the difference between college and high school is college coaches get an opportunity to go evaluate kids before they get there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
you get them as they come.
I get them as they come, so I guess it's more so
shows up.
Grooming. It's a grooming type deal from the beginning.
But you were doing it. You were at the middle school, so you had an opportunity. Right. So right now you kind of like, I know Jamal, I know Johnny, I know what he can do. So the transition has been it's been good for you. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. So but that's important. You touched on something that kind of was a two-part question for me. Like, how do you handle your parents? Cause I had and as a college coach to this day, like I'm never gonna discuss playing time, and I'm not gonna have any like super concerns unless it's really a harm to the child. Right. So but you gotta be careful in certain ways of how you do it to where, it's never a disrespect, but I'm not gonna come to your job, don't come to my job. But what is that mechanism? Like what are you doing to handle it? You said a parent meeting, but okay. Miss Sheila upset. She mad Jamal ain't getting the rock. Right. What's the vibe?
Well, my first message to the kids and the parents, and I make everybody sign a commitment form. You sign a commitment form.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we can. The commitment form. Most people they'll put out something like these are the rules to the team and all this, right? I put more so like a commitment form. So if you
win, you win.
Yeah, you win. This is how we gonna do it if you win. If you're not committed to it, don't put your name on this paper, and we ain't got no hard feelings and everything, fine. I don't talk to parents out the games, so you holler at me on Monday, you know what I'm saying, when everybody can calm down, whatever the situation is.
Ain't no doubt.
And we go from there, but I don't talk to you out the game.
I like it.
My number one rule is always going to be playing time is decided by the players. So if I got a kid who's the worst kid on the team athletically, but then I got a kid who's super athletic, it's 90% mental. So if he know what he's doing, he's gonna play.
Ain't no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? I had a coach who actually played at Alcorn, Calvin Green. He was my defensive back coach at Colin.
Okay.
And he told us a long time ago, I'll never forget this. He said, I love every last one of y'all, but I'm gonna play the guys that I trust. And I apply that to life. Like even the woman I'm gonna marry one day. Like I love a lot of women. Probably, my mom. I love my mom.
Ain't no doubt.
But I'm gonna marry the woman that I trust more than anything. So when he told me that, I kind of take that with my coaching. That's how I decide who's gonna be on the depth chart, ones and twos. If I trust you gonna get your job done, you're gonna play.
Good.
And every parent knows this. And I invite him. I say, look, come to practice. Watch him. Come watch how he practices. Then after practice, you tell me if you would play him or not. I give him access to we record practices. So you got huddle. So they got the opportunity to go in the huddle and watch their kids practice.
They can see
show
exactly
money. So
right.
That's how we kind of operate. You know what I'm saying? You could tell if that kid will be out there or not. And then I just go through it like that.
Does the high school transfer portal fire you up?
Yeah, but
for better or worse,
I put my mindset in this. We just gonna adapt or die. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna have to learn how to adapt. And it look like the private school sector is the ones using it the most, kind of, because they don't really have the bylaws that the public schools have.
Now, does Mississippi have the restrictions? Can I go if I live in Fayette? Can I go to Vicksburg?
Nah.
Okay,
it's address based.
State of North Carolina.
Right.
Oh, well, Florida.
See, Mississippi different.
Florida, if you got an open seat and I can get there, I can come.
Oh, see in Mississippi, if you public high school like that.
So it's really zoned.
Yeah, it's zoned out. It's zoned out. Yeah,
that's good.
That's good though. That's kind of how it is. But I've never this is my second year. I haven't vetoed a kid from if he wanted to leave. I wish you the best of luck.
Right.
You got my number. If you need Coach Lacey for anything, call me. I still help you out. So I just want to see the kids happy. I want to see the kids do good.
That's good, man. That's good. That's gonna carry a long way.
Go from there. Yeah, no doubt.
That's cool. Coach, as I did a little homework on you, man, as a player at the Green, at the Gators, the Warren Central rivalry. Is it much different now with the pads off? as compared to what the past zone?
Well, just being honest, I think the actual Warren Central Vicksburg record is like Warren Central has like 37 wins and Vicksburg has like 8. It's that wide.
Wow. Okay.
But also in me understanding the rivalry, the reason it's different is because I'm a student of the game, so I've been studying this my whole life.
Yeah.
So Vicksburg has produced more Danny does, there's more Division I college football players, so the talent ain't never been gone at Vicksburg. The difference is, I guess, sometimes
rivalry is
just
so
and it's just more so, right now I'm actually studying the Vicksburg Warren Central game, so it's more so like, what did Vicksburg do when they won this game that made all the difference? So I ain't gonna put it on camera, but I gotta.
Well, I just got here, so I just took the job here.
I kind of got an idea of the mindset
What happened
that
last
goes
year?
into the week.
I gotta ask.
What happened last
What happened
year?
last year? I just got here.
Last year I wasn't as prepared as I should have been.
Okay.
From a whole situational standpoint.
So you lost the game.
I put it on me. Yeah, it was on me.
Okay. I'm checking the rivalry, so now I know if that's our game of the week, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach gonna be fired up.
Yeah, I put it on me. But
you got me last time.
But we done good in the past, 4 years. 4 years. We actually lost that game by a total of 4 points.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we there. We just gotta get over the hump. But we will. It's gonna happen this year.
Yeah,
I'm confident in it.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So, the rivalry, the whole nine, being at home, we touched on the parents because some of them you went to school with. But you're probably getting into that area of where some of the people you went to school with, kids are now starting to reach the high school grade level, right? Have you thought about that as to, random name, Vicky, I know you. We went to school together, but that ain't got nothing to do with little Johnny here now.
Right.
I mean, have we thought about how we're going to handle that?
Right. Well, we got to separate. I got some that's already like this, so they already know we separate the personal from the business.
Ain't no doubt.
When we out here, we at work. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna come off. He decides if he gonna play or not. I'm just not gonna come off for it. My 3 years of defense coordinator, I know my last year just being a sole defense. I played 30 kids on defense.
Oh wow.
And those 30 kids bought in. They knew what they was doing.
That's good.
I heard a coach tell me one time, and I'm this guy. I heard a coach tell me one time, you might have one kid on that team who he can't do anything but run fast, so find him something to do.
Ain't no doubt.
So in my scheme, what I'll do is if I had a kid, like right now, I got a kid who's fast, can't catch worth anything, he might just be my fake jet sweep guy.
And we're going to get to him
And he going to take somebody with him. Yeah. But he's a fast person on the team, so if I see that guy jetting across the formation on the motion, they got to watch him. So I try to find different ways for the kids to be happy.
That's good.
That's their thing and stuff like that. So he's just trying to get more kids on the field. That way, Vicksburg is more attractive for kids.
Is football fun, Coach?
Yeah, it is. I think it's the greatest game ever because it's not like track where I go win 100 by myself. Like if you don't get your block, this play is kind of dead. So everybody got to kind of work together. And
so that ties in. I ain't even cut y'all. That ties into like the next question of where I was going. Like football gotta be fun, man. Like we all blessed to do it.
Right.
Like it's gotta be fun. Anything you doing that nobody's holding you hostage to do, it's gotta be fun. But now the transition of probably more for you than us is like, what's your advice / your 2 cents on? So there's some parents that have little Timmy who's probably 5 or 6. Coaching, they just non-stop coach. He doing bag after bag after bag. Do your homework. All right, go into the bag. All right, tomorrow we're gonna do this. Like what's your thought process on allowing that young man to be a kid at some point? Because football is gonna be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you see it a lot, but I'm so open because it's like I'm so half and half of. Is it overtraining? Is it too early? On the parents pushing the vision through the kid. I mean, y'all know that kid in the park that's just a dude, but he don't know how to skate. He can't swim. He don't know nothing about sitting on a little green box. He don't have a clue.
Right.
But he can run through them bags. He can put them pads on. But what's your vision in the transition? If you could say anything, like what's your thought process on that piece?
I think kids should play.
I ain't no doubt.
I say now, I think I got stronger being a kid pulling up on a monkey ball. That was body weight training, before you even knew it. So you gotta give kids,
playing.
just playing. I mean, that's what the playground was for. You was exercising while you was playing. And I just tell any parent, like, you gotta create that balance between kids. Sometimes it's cool to just take a week off and go. I need it as a coach. I need a vacation at times. So it's good to decompress and get away from it sometimes. But I also tell parents, I encourage you to let your kid play sports or football, things of that nature, because that's what's gonna teach them that discipline. Right. Football taught me discipline. This step has to be this way at all times. That's discipline. Because sometimes I don't want to do it. Right. So it's just finding that balance. And I try to do that with my team, where I got a lot of kids that think they should overtrain all the time. But sometimes I like to cut football off. And we have these skull sessions now where we just sit down and we just talk. Right. And I ask these random questions to the kids about life and experiences they've been through. We close the field house, cut the phones off, and nothing comes out. It's just us talking. I've shared experiences with them that was crazy. We've been to the movies, we've been bowling. I had a chef come in and cook with them at times. Awesome. I got a girl coming in from Jackson. We're gonna do media training with them next week. So it's a lot of things we do to try to. I take a college model of football now.
That's good. That's all.
Trying to do that now with them. So just creating that balance with the
I appreciate it. That helps the transition of those guys.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
When they get there, it's not a shock. So,
especially with just I guess it's another thought to go into it is y'all might can tell me more about this. Transfer portal on high school, but the transfer portal in college they say is killing high school recruiting. But in my mind, my motto will always be adapt or die.
Ain't no
so
doubt.
I encourage more high school coaches to take the college model, where when kids become seniors, they more equipped to get a scholarship because they're ready to go day one.
No doubt. And the issue with that is you start to see it nowadays. Look at a lot of the guys that are in the portal. Look at how many high schools they went to. Look at how they went from public to private to prep. So that's all he knows. He knows when it's either not his way or it's tough to transfer and leave. So like the high school coach, like you guys do an amazing job and help with that. Cause it's like, man, like it makes it easy. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for that, man. That's big time.
The one thing I'll give you, and as we move along in the conversation, is that for us, when you're talking, when we are college football coaches, we off the clock right now.
Right. For sure.
When we are. Yeah. The biggest thing that I tell everybody back home in my area in Florida, if you're talking about getting the kids recruited and you're truly serious about it, you've got to make sure that those kids can get out in December of their senior year. Okay. They can always go back to prom. They can always go back to the end of the year event or whatever. But it makes them just as attractive now as, say, a kid coming from junior college that has 2 years. If I can get me a Lacey in December that's going to be on my campus in January, and I got him for 4.5 years as compared to a true that I'm going to get for 2 years.
Yep, no doubt.
I can develop you. You can fall in, and this is where we are. But the problem comes, or from my point of view, strictly my point of view, is that now when those high school kids end up finishing in May, you've got the transfer portal that's went through 2 cycles. You've got junior college that's went through basically 2 cycles. Mm-hmm. So now you've got a deal of where kids have battle-tested minutes versus prospect.
Right, for sure.
And I tell them all at the crib, back to house, if that kid is not an ESPN top 300, he needs to be graduating in December and on somebody's college campus in January. That's the only way he's going to have a legitimate chance.
No doubt about it.
Because it's just too much going on right now.
Right.
Because you are recruiting nothing but transfers. You playing with grown men.
Right.
I got Johnny that's turning 17 2 days before he enrolled in June. That matchup don't favor me. You know what I mean? But if I get Johnny in December, I've got Johnny a chance to be acclimated to school, living on his own without mama waking him up every day. The weight room, access to the cafeteria 3 times a day. So now I got the academics, the football knowledge part, and now the nutrition, the strength, you know what I mean, to match
Right,
up.
right, for sure.
So that would be my one thing to you.
Okay.
But now back to your story before we, you know, we ain't gonna hold you all night.
I got you. Cool. I'm chilling.
But like, you teach.
Right.
You got lesson plans, coach.
Yeah.
You got real,
Right.
like real teaching.
How we balance the lesson plan, the game plan, and not to mention you over all this.
Right.
Varsity, JV, 9th grade, that all falls under your umbrella. Plus them lesson plans for them real classes you teaching.
Right.
How we do this? And you not married.
You work.
And you not married.
Ain't no doubt.
You work
And you not married.
Nothing but free time.
You work on.
Are we gonna dance around?
Yeah, I gotta dance around. No.
Okay.
But
I'll sit for you.
You work for a balcony. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Like right now, it's the summertime.
Right.
We had 2 weeks off at one point in time.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right, well, we worked out one point in time. You know what I did?
What's up, T?
I ended up transitioning out of I did all my lesson plans this summer.
Right.
So I took care of them this summer for the whole
So
semester.
you take care of it. So
Yeah, I took care of it from the front to the back.
It's
Yeah, I
all
went
good.
ahead and took care of it from the jump. And then right after that, I ended up, you know, I got great coaches around me who all can help me out, and they take care of the load too. You know, I guess delegate responsibilities to other guys to handle stuff. So I ain't doing no locker room cleaning up. You know, my D-line coach take care of that. I ain't doing no academics. My O-line coach take care of that. So everybody kind of much got their stuff on there. Yeah.
He got real
doing so much, it becomes.
got real issues, though.
But I'll put it like this: it comes like
It's real kids depending on you.
it's coming like everyday drills. You know what I'm saying? When I go out there, I know my everyday drills. I close my eyes and my kids can do them. So now when you come to my classroom, they know the setup. They know what we're doing.
Because I tell everybody, man, like if I had to go back to high school, I would, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm going back in 1 or 2 capacities. You either put me in driver's ed, or I'm going to self-contained. Right. That's because them lesson plans.
That shows you how bad. I ain't gonna say bad. How much they use ISS in Florida. What you call it? Self-detained?
Yeah.
Self-detained in the state of Florida. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
I don't even know. We got a self-contained class.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Kevin, y'all got one?
What you talking about here?
Self-contained, the bad unit.
That's gotta be
I don't even know we got a self-contained
ISS,
class at the school. But they help me out. My principal, my administration, everybody, they got my back.
Suspension, Coach.
They got my back.
They got self what?
Self-contained.
Coach, that's amazing.
Yeah, we in the
state of
spot.
Florida. I can't believe y'all self-contained. That's wild.
That's why
They
we
got
good.
my back though.
That's why we good like that though.
Oh my God,
we
is
did
that
like
where we
that.
going?
Hey,
Coach, man, we
man.
definitely appreciate you, bro.
Before we let you
we
out,
do,
man.
man.
I mean, we talking to your community. We're talking to supporters, man. Tell them what they can do to help you, support you. When you kick off, whole 9. It's your time. How they follow you. They need some tutoring in math. And what's that other real subject you teach?
What? I got AP computer science.
AP, that
If
means
they need tutors in AP. Tell them how to find you, Coach.
Y'all can hit me up on Facebook at Christopher Lacey, Instagram at Coach C Lacey at 24, and then Twitter to be Coach Lacey 24. If you want to help me out, join the Booster Club. That's what you do. Put some money in the Booster Club. It can be $25, $30. Put in the Booster Club. Come check out the kids, support the kids. If you offer anything that can help my football team, if you want to come speak to them, if you're in another different world than I am, come talk to them. And then, you know, we play the Red Card Bowl August 30th against Holmes County. Pretty good team. You want to watch some good football if you're in this area. Come out and watch us, you know, play Holmes County, and we just get it in like that.
What day is that?
August 30th. August 30th, man. We'll play Holmes County.
Check them out, man.
And here in Vicksburg, Red Carpet Bowl.
Come check them out.
What is it called?
The Red Carpet Bowl.
The red carpet.
They call us the Red Carpet City. So
Oh, I did not know that.
we're the Red Carpet
That can
City.
go another
Oh,
whole.
God, you didn't even tell me that. Red Carpet City? All right, okay. Take that. Red Carpet Bowl.
I'ma hold on to that.
My bad.
I'ma hold on to that. Make sure
We'll
it's
take it,
called.
man.
But
Red
man,
carpet,
man, we
man.
definitely appreciate you.
You know how to
Man.
find us.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Anything you need, man, that we can help you with, just holler. You know what I mean? And we'll kind of go from there, brother.
I got you. I appreciate y'all time. Thank you so much.
Ain't no doubt, man.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wish you
no
well,
doubt.
boss. I really do, brother.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I see them fresh feet.
They got them on.
Yeah. Hey, so man, and then we're gonna jump right back into it with y'all. All right, here we go, man. We back at it, man. And again, want to say thank you to Coach Lacey for coming through. Now these next two, man. These next two. Hold on, let me take a sip. Again, man, these next two, man. I can't say enough about them. Real cool. Told them needing to come through. They balked for a minute, and then they were like, you know what, we'll come do it. But right now, man, what we got two guys coming through on their way up, big time guys, big time coaches, even better men. We got the Coach O, and we got the head coach, Jackson State University, T.C. Taylor.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Appreciate y'all more for coming through, man. Definitely appreciate it, man.
It's big.
Definitely appreciate it.
Enjoying the vibe, man. A nice little vibe, man.
Hey, man, it's a common man thing, man. You know, we just kind of come in and we just talk. We ain't talking X and O's. We ain't talking scheme, none of that. People be asking questions. Camera guy let us know if anybody asks questions for y'all, man. But we let them know for the rip. Coach TC is not going to talk about who the quarterback is. All right? He's not going to talk about what they're going to do on third downs. But if you have any questions for him, get it in there and we'll get it answered before we get up out of here. So we're just going to jump right in, man. Coach TC, where you from?
From Pike County, man. Macomb, Mississippi, by way of Magnolia, man. Down south. You know, about an hour from Jackson. You know, country boy.
Country boy.
Grew up hunting, fishing.
Hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
Coach, yo, where you from, baby?
I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. Born and raised, man.
Jackson Zoo. That's how I was introduced to him when I first got here, man. He kept up there to Jackson Zoo. Jackson Zoo. I ain't going to no zoo.
What is that?
Anytime you go to Jackson. Man, that's how I was introduced to me way back, man. But you know, y'all guys have been friends for how long, man?
Man, I met 2019, since 2019. You know,
2019.
folk coming back to Jackson. Got a call from him, he reached out, man, just text me. I ain't know who he was, you know, and once we got on the phone, we just clicked. You know, this been my guy since then, man. You see him, you see me. You see me, you see him.
I know this. I don't know if everybody knows this, but I know this.
Fact.
You know,
good dude though.
So you know, y'all been rocking for a minute, man.
Yeah.
What's the? I don't want to say the relationship outside of the building, but does the relationship outside of the building help what's going on inside the building?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're friends, but we understand business is business. And so we kind of operate. We're going to work. That's what we operate on. It's business time. We're able to get out, enjoy ourselves a little bit. We know how to kick back. You know, so it's good to be able to work with your brother. It's been a fun ride.
Kind of like what he said. You know, it just ain't under the building. We just got through leaving the golf course now. You know, so we know how to take the football stuff, put it aside. You know,
what y'all boys out there shooting?
Man, we ain't gonna talk about that.
No, I Okay, good.
Yeah. Just left the golf course. Got rained out though. You know.
That's a good rain check.
We was at the refuge.
Okay,
yeah. Out there at the sheriff.
How about the airport?
Yeah. We all over though. We all over.
Can we go out there with y'all?
Let me know.
I played there.
Let me know.
I played there right before spring ball. I played there. It was a good course.
Nice course.
Good, nice course. Good course.
Got some other spots, just let us know.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
So y'all play or y'all play?
Depend on who we out there with.
Okay. So for me, I'm gonna tell you how I play.
Okay.
If I get it up there on the green and it's club length and I'm talking my driver, oh, that's good.
Depending on who we out there playing with and what's on the line.
My type of guy.
Let's go back to what I said.
That's my type of run.
Right.
I ain't giving you a foot.
Yeah. Now him, he ain't
I'm
gonna
all
let
in.
you slide.
My type of guy.
So that tells me exactly.
He ain't gonna let you slide.
I'm all for it. That's it right there. Yeah, we got a chance to get out there, man, and play. You know, when we played
two Fridays
Clear Creek, man. Get a chance.
I ain't know y'all played.
We play all the time.
won't say what I do is
all
play.
day.
Yeah.
I'm
But I mean, I'm out there.
that's my baby. So
Really?
that's why I spend all my money.
How long you been at it?
I mean, it's probably about year 8 or 9. I
Okay.
play 2-3 times a week. I'm playing. I'm
Okay,
playing
you
golf.
out there.
Yeah, I'm playing golf.
You
I've been hacking.
I'm gonna spend my money. It's gonna be out there.
But you know, it just depends.
Are you bringing all your golf balls back with you, or you got to go buy some
You know what I
I
found
ain't
out
going
though,
in the water.
TZ? You know what I found out? I used a fluorescent ball.
He using balls
okay.
you can't find.
Okay.
No,
He can find them. I can't see them.
It's the color of this.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna find that one.
So you, if
Now, I don't know
you're
where it's
using
gonna
that
be
color,
at.
then that kind of tell me about your game too.
Right.
What you saying?
No, what you saying?
It depends. Hey, I'm kind of like my pool game. The longer we play, the better I get.
Okay. There
See,
you
so
go.
man, just talk about your childhood a little bit, man. Just, you know, you ain't got to go all the way back, but you know, you're blessed to be in the seat where you're at now, man. Like, what was the early childhood vision? Is it something else you could have been doing? Cause I just thought ESPN was gonna pull me out, and they ain't called me one time. So, like, what's the mindset of what you really want to do? You say fishing and hunting.
Yeah,
so
I've always been an outdoors guy, you know.
Good.
Always been an outdoors guy, but it's been ball though. You know, I started out though, to be honest, as a baseball guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, I started out on baseball diamond, but other than that, you know, very family oriented. It was all about family. I didn't hang around a lot of folks. I got 3 brothers.
Okay.
You know, so that says it in itself.
Y'all got some real
Where you fit
competition
at?
going on.
3 brothers. I'm in the middle though. I got a sister too. That's the oldest.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But like I said, it was fishing and hunting for us. You know, we kept it real simple. It was just mama around, lost pops early around 6
Sorry to
years
hear
old. PK kid, preacher son, so you know how that was too.
You
Exactly. Look
bad.
how he
You were
looked.
horrible.
He was looking.
You were horrible. You teach kids too? Oh, that explains so much. That explains so much.
No.
So you
PKs, boy.
What was growing up in Jackson, man? I mean, nothing but the concrete. As my boy right here was, fishing and hunting.
Yeah.
Concrete inside of it.
Man, concrete jungle, man. The park was right behind my house. I could jump a creek and get to the park, you know what I'm saying? But Presidential Hills, it's notorious hood in Jackson. But, I loved it out there. You know, my people, man. And kind of grew up. I went to Provine on the west side of Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Went to Provine. Supposed to go to Callaway. And I knew if I had any chance playing college ball, I better go to Provine.
So you had the transfer portal before the portal.
8th grade transfer.
That's good.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Jackson, man, but love Jackson, man. I know the heart of the people there. Good people. You know, they saw the earth. Got a lot of tough breaks, but man, it's a beautiful city still.
Ain't no doubt. That's one thing I can say about the state of Mississippi from being here. Like, coming here in February, ain't never been to the state of Mississippi ever. Man, you talking about some of the best people in the world out
No
there,
doubt.
man. We talking about good people.
Southern hospitality.
Man, good people. And I'm thinking, North Carolina, we teaching South. We the South. Like,
a little different.
This a little South,
different.
but
It's a little
I mean,
different.
the people, man, like great people. Like, no matter what you need, man, what your wife needs, what your kids need, like it's laid out. So, like,
They take care of you.
some of the best people I've met in my life, man, in a 4-month span are just good people. We've been knowing y'all for a while, man, but just good people, man. Like, state of Mississippi, all right.
I'm the
Good
one
people.
that takes it off the rails just a little bit every now and then. Down south, fishing, hunting. All right, Jackson. Y'all eat fish, catfish?
I know where this going.
Catfish.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you catfish.
I know where this going.
Have y'all ever put mustard on your catfish?
Mustard don't go on fish. Cole.
I've never done
Oh,
that.
this man from Florida, Cole, he's mustard on
You
fish.
talking about post-fried catfish? You putting
Yeah,
mustard?
it's out the grease. Like, I'm about to eat some fish.
Never seen that done before. It's hot sauce and ketchup.
That's it.
That's all I know.
That's it.
Cole.
It's hot sauce and ketchup.
I'm just saying, Cole.
I don't even know how that
So
happened.
our last show last week, because we got some of our some of the guys that's coming around. So we kind of did this whole deal last week about in Florida they mustard on the fish, out the grease.
I ain't never heard of it.
Cole, I don't know. I don't know
I
what.
got you. Ask Gallon.
I'm
That's
curious.
Gallon.
I don't know.
Ask Gallon.
That's a Florida thing?
I thought it was an everywhere thing.
No.
So,
I couldn't believe it.
No, we're gonna look at you funny in my house.
so y'all putting fish on the same plate with spaghetti?
Absolutely.
They from Mississippi. I'm sure.
Delicacy.
All right, man, let's
How
get back
that's
on
a
track.
side.
Y'all talking crazy, man.
How
Let's get
that's a
back on
side.
track.
Get it, grits. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Fish and grits.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
I thought, okay, yeah, fish and grits. I thought you said spaghetti and grits.
No. I'm talking about either it's fish and spaghetti or fish and grits.
Yeah.
One of the two.
But spaghetti is a meal by, you know what? Never mind.
It's definitely 2 meals, but I know how to adjust.
Some cultures, macaroni is a meal by itself. But not an
If you ain't got no ham in that macaroni, everybody just eat no macaroni, man. You got no ham on that macaroni. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. That's something else. But you know, we'll get back on track. I'll get with y'all later on that. That's some foolishness, man. But you know, coming up, middle kid. What high school did you attend?
South Pike.
South Pike?
South Pike. Yeah, I went to South Pike High School, man. Rich tradition over there, you know, coming up. A lot of big football school, you know what I'm saying? Crosstown rivalry was Macomb.
Okay.
You know, so it went down. You know, when they played each other, the city shut down. But
so what classification when you what classification was that when you were there?
4A.
4A.
4A football.
4A football.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all never ran up on O&M, right?
Nah, never did.
That was little boy football, big boy football.
You know, we were country boys. We consider them
that.
city boys. We was on a whole different
I'm just asking. I want to make sure.
Like, I remember one, you know, my 10th grade year, everybody was talking about Clinton High School. So we ventured up there, and, you know, we took care of them city boys. You know? They knew it was a little different. You know what I'm saying?
You know, back then it was only 5.
Yeah, I say, so yeah. So that was
a
that big boy
they
football.
wasn't ready for those country boys.
Certain things bother them that didn't bother y'all.
Yeah, you know,
mosquitoes, we keep playing.
From birth, we were strong. We didn't need no work.
Had to get out there and figure it out. No doubt about it.
Nah, that's big, though. Yeah.
So, you know, when you get to that, same thing that you owe, as we talk with Coach Lacey, man, at some point in time, it clicks. So for me, it was 8th grade going to 9th grade. My granddad took me out there to that phosphate mine and was like, summer job. At that point, after 2 days of working out there, I knew I had to get good at something. I had to go to somebody's school because doing this manual labor wasn't gonna work for me.
Right.
At what point, man, did the game or the love for the game, whether it was baseball or whatever, did sports take over and you're like, you know what, I might have an opportunity to kind of do this thing?
I think, you know, like I said, I started out in baseball, but it was Little League everything. You know, that's what it was. You know, my cousin's pops, he was the coach of the baseball team, Pee Wee football team.
So you had a ride to every practice.
Yeah, I'm on the back of the truck. You know what I'm saying? It's 20 on the back of the little thing. Year round doing something. You know, that's where we started at, man. It was just instilled in us. You know, I can remember Saturdays at the ballpark packed. You know, the grills going in. You know, music out there, folks having a good time. You know, Tuesday night and Wednesday night with Pee Wee football night. And then, you know, you had your Fridays when basketball season going on. So, you know, it was the older, like I said, his what I call my uncle, you know, instilling that in us, man, that work ethic and this love for sports. Because if it wasn't for that, like I said, we didn't know nothing about all that. You know what I'm saying? We out there in tennis shoes playing football.
Y'all just having a good time.
Having a great time. You know? Wondering why we, you know, slide trying to make cuts.
I can't stop.
You know, but they instilled that it's an early age, man, and that's what it was, man, year round.
Yeah, man, Jackson, man, shit, all you got was sports. You know what I mean? So we started really, I was more of a basketball, football guy. And I've always been a big dude with exceptional footwork. So, you know.
So you saying on that court, you was dancing there?
Yeah, I got some too.
So you was dancing bell.
I was a spot-up shooter.
You was a spot-up
shooter. I was ready to make it today, man, you know what I'm saying?
So it wasn't no back to the basket. Oh, you one of them Charles Barkleys.
That's a great coach.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's but I said around 7th, 8th grade, and I knew, of course, I ventured towards football, stick with it, and I just started getting good at it, man. And it kind of worked out for me. I got the right coach in high school, which is important for a lot of kids, man. Having that right guy to push you and kind of teach you how to do it. You know what I mean? So Coach Collins, I owe him a lot, you know, to kind of where
That's big. That's big. Well, T, so for the guys, you know, for the people that really don't know, man, you know, sometimes they see you in that seat and they have no idea what you've been through or where you've been. You know, I was blessed to meet you back in 14, 15. This guy's an OC, man. I was blessed to sit in his, you know, sit in the back of the meeting rooms. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's been a journey watching you grow, watching you going to where you are. You know, staying in good contact. It's been a blessing. But you know, tell the people, man, kind of trying to, you know, where it started, you know, kind of and where you at right now, man.
Crazy, man. You know, after finishing up or getting hurt in the NFL, having to come back, got my degree at Jackson State.
Wait. We can't just jump to getting out of the NFL. 'Cause I'm hurt. And not to take your question.
No, come on with you. That's a transition.
We at the powerhouse down there.
Yeah.
Senior year.
Yeah.
I do what I do. Now I got some decisions to make.
Yeah.
What were my decisions?
Well, you know, you talking about at Jackson State?
No, what am I
South
doing?
Pike?
Yeah.
South Pike.
I'm done with South Pike. Now I got to find somewhere to go.
Yeah, well, it wasn't hard because I was one of the top players in the country playing quarterback.
Right.
You know,
So now we got some decisions. Now we
There we go.
Yeah, you know, I had man, everybody was down there from Notre Dame, LSU, you know, pulling up at the school, but I grew up in the SWAC. You know, going to Alcorn games, watching Steve McNair. My uncle, Henry Tucker, Ola May Tucker, would come pick me up.
Can you talk?
That's my uncle. That's my uncle.
How does this happen?
No, my dad is Ola May's, they brother and sister. So they would come get me every Saturday morning, you know, and I go out there and I'm at the tailgate with Steve McNair, 6'6", Markin Hitton,
6'6", yes sir.
All of them.
The real boy.
I seen them, I know them, you know, but at the same time splitting hairs because my sister at Jackson State. You know, so you got all these big schools coming in there all that time, you know, the Notre Dames and everybody.
Man.
Oh, that's my guy.
Mr. Tucker's been number good. I mean, he show up, man. They got those pots that you know what's in them pots.
That's them.
And he'll show up, and it's black-eyed peas with the turkey necks in them.
They're going to show love. They've been doing this since, you know, they used to come get me in that old Mercedes, and I'm in the back. And I'm going,
but I just cannot understand.
That's
because he played there.
But my sister was at Jackson State at that time.
So you just went with big
So you
sis.
close to
I'm gone.
Yeah, so, and I'm looking at here and then I'm looking at there, but my sister, I'm going over here.
Ain't nothing to do here.
You know what I'm saying? And then kind of, you know, I had one of my mentors, my coach was a DB coach at South Pike, Lester Swanigan, man. Great mentor to me, you know, heavy influence on my life. You know, he was a JSU guy. Okay. And then, you know, he kind of got the mama. You know, mama, he got a mama ear. Mama has
it's all over, but
you going over there, boy.
Yeah, she was like, all these schools can come to this house and visit, and you know, LSU sitting on the couch, Notre Dame, everybody. But she said, we going to the SWAC. You going to Jackson State?
Yeah. You didn't push back?
No, I trusted them. You know, and then I felt comfortable there. I grew up in it. You know, that's what people don't understand. I was comfortable. Them were my people. You know what I'm saying? That was home to me. Whether it was Alcorn or Jackson State, that's why I could go to either campus and I'd be good. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that whole thing went down. But you look at it, I was one of the top quarterbacks in the country. You know, it was me and Romero Miller coming out of the state of Mississippi.
Romero Miller,
man, that's a name.
Yeah, you remember that?
Miller.
Yeah.
I know that.
You know, so end up choosing Jackson State, man. It like, I can remember Southeast United States was in shock.
Couldn't believe it.
That was before the ESPN.
How dare you
signing day, put the hat on.
How dare you pick HBCU?
You know, I'm getting calls from boosters, alumni. It's like, you done made the worst decision of your life, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my people. You know, and that's how everything took off.
You paid it forward before getting it back to you, man. Serious. You paid it forward before getting it back to you.
No doubt.
And people don't know that.
No doubt.
People don't know that. They have no idea. That's why you in the CTA.
That was a crazy time when all that went down, but it worked out for the best. You know, got up to Jackson State, and you know they showed a bunch of love over there, man. They started out at quarterback. By the time my junior year, I think I redshirted. Because they had Graylin Pratt, Mark Washington, all them dudes. Yeah, you know, so I redshirted, came back my redshirt freshman year, balled out though. You know, split time with Mark. Was newcomer of the year in the SWAC, you know, at quarterback. But as time goes on, they recruited other QBs and scouts started looking at me talking about, you know, you might need to change positions. And I'm in my mind, you know, I've been playing QB since. That's all I know.
I'm a little bit
back in red Toyota.
I'm top cat.
I'm the guy.
I'm top cat.
Ain't no doubt.
You know, and Big C ended up sitting me down, and then they recruited a hell of a quarterback, Robert Kent. You know, he came in too.
That's the
He's still in the record books, huh? He's still in the record books?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Kent was the truth. He was the truth, and they ended up making the change, and you know. It was my junior year. I still remember this to the day. Midway through the junior year, probably 5 games left. I'd never played receiver before in my life. You know what I'm saying? They tried safety, running back. I said I can't do none of that.
Too much pressure from
They
me
picked me
now.
an option pick one day. And it was all 11 hats to the ball. I remember going back and telling him, like, hey, Coach, you can't, Coach Shannon. I said, I can't do that right there.
That's a different word.
You know, I know I'm pretty athletic, but this ain't it. You know?
Been an offensive guy your whole life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So ended up making the move to receiver, ended up last 5 games catching 35 passes. Which shocked me because I never did it before. And for them, you know, blessed that they, you know, gave me an opportunity. Yeah. So the next year, you know, I just took that summer grind. It was, I remember it was everyday grind down in the country. I went home and just grinded.
Working on it.
Came back and broke the record, you know, 84 catches, over 1,200 yards, and the rest was history.
Doing your thing.
Yeah,
it is.
The rest was history. Had the opportunity to go to the Blue-Gray All-Star game.
Okay.
Went to the NFL Combine. Did the whole 9, you know what I'm saying? And went free agent to the Patriots, man. So it was good. God been good to me. Played overseas, won a World Bowl, you know, so.
Who you won the World Bowl with?
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, okay.
Frankfurt.
Y'all had them all.
Still got the record for receptions at that stage.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. Big time. Don't try to break it this season. Don't try to break it this season.
Story,
just hold on to the record.
Crazy story though. What's crazy about it though? You asked me about how I got here. So I'm in New England, hamstring. You know, tore it off the bone. Never got right, so it's done. So I go back home. Crazy story. Go back home, finish my degree because I did leave. You know, like you know, I'll take my money.
Right. Yeah, that's
you know
what
I'm saying? But I told you about me being a country boy, hunting and fishing. In my mind, I'll go down to the game. I'm working at the Department of Wildlife. People don't know this.
You're the
Okay.
I'm finna be. They calling me out in the radio room, so I'm taking calls, doing that, working nights. And I said, shoot, I'm gonna go and be the game warden. I'm finna go to game warden school. And just so happened, my partner was coaching at Kahoma. They coached me at Jackson State. Okay. And he called me one day and he was like, bro, you ever thought about coaching? I'm like, hell no. I know what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm
good.
True story. I tell her this all the time. And talked it over with my wife, and she was my girl. We were living together at the time, and she said, you know what? You might need to get at a shot. You know, and I thought about it, prayed on it. Yeah. And then I called Big Rob back, and I said, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped in my car. Drove up to Kahoma when I seen Clarksdale though.
Well, that was my next question. Pike, okay. Yeah. But had you ever ventured from there?
I couldn't. No, I've never seen that before in my life. And when I seen it, I'm like,
because you're going down 49.
Yeah, but the school is right across the street from the crops.
Yeah.
And then you look at that. Yeah, you're exactly right. And I'm like, man, I remember to this day I called my wife.
I ain't trying to do this right here.
I'm like, you have to come home back. She said, no, you made the decision. Don't stick with it, man.
Right.
And everything took off from there, man. They had never really won up there. You know, we went to the playoff for the first time. It was good. You know, everything kind of took off from there, bro.
I think you coached 2 of my guys from Polk County. Julius McClellan.
Yep.
Chino.
Yep. Them your guys?
Them my guys.
They can play too.
Polk County.
Yeah. I didn't get over there.
That's another,
serious, bro. When I got up there, like, that's rough. You know, shout out to Clarksdale.
Yeah.
Gave me my shot up there at Kahoma, but man,
that's
like up
man.
there, you know, that's what made me like understand getting it out of mud. You know, because up there, you know, I was equipment manager. I had to paint the field, you know what I'm saying? Motor the field, take up clothes after the game. It was a lot went into it, so it made me really appreciate the game, bro.
You had
to blessing, man.
Huh?
You had to cut the grass?
Cut the grass. We had to paint fields, all that for game day.
I heard
and I ain't talking about the nice paint. We had the one with the spray can upside.
Yeah. So, talk about the transition, man, to JUCO, to getting the opportunity just be blessed, man, to keep climbing.
Well, you know, anytime, you know, like I said, the way I looked at it at Kahoma, like, if I can be successful here, I can take this and go.
Ain't no doubt.
And like we had an opportunity to, we end up being one of the top teams in the North, going to a playoff. They never went to a playoff. I was saying that too. Shoot, the mayor called us downtown, got a key to the city.
What's over with that
you know, but so you know, while you're hot, you got to try to make moves.
No doubt, no doubt about it.
It just so happened, my OC from my last year at Jackson State got popped the Texas Southern job. Darryl Asbury.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Ash.
Big
Darryl Asbury.
Hey, and not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Was Asbury the Asbury we know now? Then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He been crazy a long time.
Boy, you owe me 2 CIAA championships. I'm never gonna let it go.
Yeah,
You owe me 2 of them, boy.
Shaw, wasn't it?
You took 2 of them from me.
Yeah,
You owe me.
I had a lot of success
man.
in Shaw.
Yeah.
But he ended up calling me, man, and
It's a blessing.
yeah, and got me the receiver job over there. And then, you know, I took off over there, stayed with him for 2 seasons. That's when I get the call from Jerry Mack. You know, me and Mack go back to our playing days at Jackson State.
Okay.
And he was taking the central job, and that's where the OC stuff kind of took off.
took
there.
off.
All right, so we'll stop it right there. Now we're in the bricks. Provine. It's either I'm gonna go down here and work at the city zoo, or I gotta figure it out. We got to that fork in the road that 12th grade year. It wasn't no. Barkley was gone at that point. He left the building, right? So we got to figure it out. So where we at with that?
So, you know, about my 11th grade year, man, just, you know, started getting recruited like T, and a lot of schools coming in. I had a lot of FCS stuff. I had some Power 5 stuff, West Virginia, Florida State at the time, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. And so, you know, I'm a first generation college grad.
Shout out.
It's a blessing. That's a blessing all day long.
Heck yeah.
That's a big time blessing.
And so, you know, just sitting down with my parents, you know, Jack State was struggling at the time. I'm a Jack State guy through it, because people know that I was living home game.
Grew up, yeah. So you probably was sneaking in.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
You still owe me some money for them tickets you snuck in there.
Yeah, man, Saturday morning, you know, you smell in the air, man. Me and my dad get up, start cleaning that whip, get ready to head to the stadium. That was Jack State. That's what we did every week, man.
Big time.
So at the time, it's time we made a college decision. I'm a good football player. I got these big schools coming after me. My dad, he said on the news, I prefer you go to Jackson State. I ended up signing with Mississippi State. And Coach Sherry had a big guy recruit. I love Coach Sherry, man. He's a man's man.
Did you get a bag?
You know, he's a man's man. You know what I'm saying? I love Coach Sherry. That's my guy. But man, just, you know, even how I recruit, you know, a lot of that come from Jack and Sherry, man. Jack and Sherry got to go in the room, own the room, dress the right way, you know, how you present yourself. You know, I started learning that with Jack. And just, man, I appreciate him. But that's how I got to Mississippi State. Came back home. True story, I was working in a law firm. I was a process server, man. I was around, yeah, trying to catch folks.
Oh, they just saying you, boy.
Hey, y'all gotta hear some of these stories. Bro.
They had the game. That's him. That's him.
You gotta hear some of these stories, man.
Wow. I had to tell you some stories on camera. Yeah, man. So I did that. And never forget, man. So Cardell Jones. He got a son, Daryl Jones.
Yeah.
Daryl Jones was the head coach in Jackson at the time, but even before then, I mean.
That's Alcorn roots too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So at the time when I came back from school, he had just gotten a job at Callaway as the head coach. And funny story, I was still in Mississippi State, and I'm in Columbus, and they had a mall at the time in Columbus, and it was still McRae's, I think, at the time. And so I'm just walking through, and
I heard that in a long time.
right. So I'm just walking through, man, and Coach Jones pops up, and he's the head coach of Columbus at the time. He said, man, look, when you graduate, come find me, man. I need good coaches. If you want to get into coaching, I want to hire you. And so I wasn't trying to hear that at the time. I'm still in school, so I ended up coming back home, and like I said, timing, God's timing, he ended up going to Callaway. And I never forget, I went to Provine to see if my head coach wanted to hire me. He said, no, I ain't got no room. I went to Callaway, and the rest is history.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Coach Jones Tulich, he really taught me how to be a coach, taught me how to carry myself as a coach, man. They ended up leaving there, became the head coach at Provine. Now Provine, after a few good years over there, Glenn Davis, who was my running back coach, not my running back coach, I was the running back coach at Mississippi State at the time. He's the head coach at Coach And so he said, man, I got an O-line job. I've been watching you, been doing your thing. Why don't you come take over my O-line? Went over there for 2 years and had a really good run with it.
What year were you there?
I was there 17, 18.
17 and 18.
17, 18, had the Duke O-line MVP both years I was there. And
big time.
John Hendrick, head coach at the time at Jack State. He was the defensive line coach at Mississippi State.
How about that right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, I know a lot of people in the Jack State family wanted me at Jackson State. They had saw my work. They knew what I could do, and so they put it in his ear that he felt comfortable doing it. And I think Coach A.D. Ashley Robinson had a lot to do with it too. And actually, A.D. Robinson is the one who put me in contact with TC.
That's a childhood dream, though. That's a childhood dream come true, man. That's awesome, man. That's a childhood dream come true. That's all you ever.
I don't have bad days.
That's all you never know, man.
I don't have bad days.
That's awesome.
But me and you crossed paths at 17.
Yeah.
Right? He big time.
No.
I walked into Colin and was like, hey, y'all had a what was that kid name? He's a big time kid, right? And I'm like, tell me about him. He's like, nah, coach.
You can't get him.
I'm like,
Hey, listen.
man,
It'd be a lot of that JUCO ball. I don't have to do that myself, though.
I've learned about this Mississippi JUCO thing,
because I
guys.
coached in JC, right?
Yeah.
I coached, I got to the state in Pearl River.
Okay.
With Tim Haddon,
Yeah.
we had
Oh, you were Hack?
Yeah.
I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah, so
You know big game, huh?
Yeah. Will Jones. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that.
So I get the list, Coach Taylor, I get the list, and all right, cool. Coach Mack said, hey man, you got the South. JCs, you got a track record, go ahead. Boom. Coach, oh man, what's going on, man? Nice to meet you. What's up, coach? Hey, I came to see what's going on with this kid.
That's how he look.
I'm like, coach,
Did you know him then? You knew him before then?
No. I'm like, our first time meeting.
You know what kind of pressure I was on. Hey, listen, the head coach might have had some deals worked out.
No.
I'm just being a good soldier.
That kid ain't going here. Nah.
Outside of that, man, always been straight with me. We discussed the one little incident at Media Day a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I heard about
But, pretty much, man, me and O been like that. But at times, we get like that.
I gotta ask though, how did that happen?
Yeah, tell me how it happened.
Because this is what happened. I gotta say this. During the game, I see him barking. What I said, who you on there? He said, Fred, bro. I said, y'all that's a true story, because I'm looking down the sideline.
You had no clue what's going on.
Oh, down here clapping it. I think I put the headset down. I said, who you over there clapping? I said, cut that out. He said, man, Fred. I look over there, you clapping back. I said, y'all boys.
He said, y'all boys.
I said it just like that. I said, y'all boys.
By this time, I'm on the numbers. I'm doing this.
And I'm like, y'all boys.
It was nothing though, was it? You was up killing it, you didn't like it. And I was like, why you mad?
So it started early, right? Okay. So my thing was, and you can ask any of my guys, in our room, our motto was keep it all on the table. Y'all keep it on the table. Let me come unglued with the other stuff.
Okay, I like
need
that.
y'all to stay in the middle.
Okay.
Keep it all on the table. So my young guy, pass interference on y'all sideline, right?
Okay.
So everybody's booing. So he going on, hey man, come here. I got that. Let me do all that other stuff. So next play, boom, we hit y'all up. So now I'm over there going crazy. And true story. I turn and we make eyes. And he like, this second quarter.
That sounds like it. Yeah, it was early.
This second quarter, I don't know how. I'm celebrating, I'm going stupid. I'm tired. I turn around, we lock eyes.
It made me feel some type of way.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. I just had to ask that question.
I ignore it. Game get tight at the end. So now I'm like, man, I done hot rod, I done danced all out this thing. So somehow we seal it, right? So we coming across. Matt meets you.
Yeah.
I meet you.
Yeah.
The very next person I come to is O. So before we can, the little skirmish happened, whatever.
Right.
We get that calm down. I'm going back to my guy. Nah.
He He didn't let it go.
He didn't want no parts of that right there.
He didn't let it go. You had to be there to know what I'm talking about, though.
Hey, boy, he got that job.
I'm fresh now. Oh, got on the vest, sleeveless. Oh, they done zipped it. I'm like, man, oh, really, man? Come on, man. No. But to his credit, Coach, to his credit, on the ride home, he did text me and say, hey, man, congratulations.
Good dude, man.
Yeah,
Both y'all.
yeah. But in that moment,
But that's why I was shocked when I'm like, who you there?
but in that moment,
Yeah.
oh, he was ready to get at me.
And we owe nothing, right?
Ain't no doubt.
We even last.
Oh, that thing gonna get crazy.
He ready to get at me.
Cameraman, we got any questions for
That's good
TCO?
stuff, man. Good stuff.
So we back. You Jerry Mack up at NCCU.
Oh, yeah. Great days, man.
What's the track from there?
Great days, man. We got over there and it took off. You know, that's
Y'all
where
boys had it rolling, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Y'all had it rolling.
that's my guy there, Jerry Mack. I got a lot to thank him about, you know, the things he opened me up to. He opened me up to football, you know what I'm saying, the X's and O's and the visiting places. You know, we was on the road, you know, going to see these people. We was at Clemson, seeing these people. I learned ball, you know what I'm saying. No knock on nobody else, you know what I'm saying, but he taught me ball, you know, it was a lot of ball. We put our heads together and came up with a great plan, and we still using that plan to this day, you know what I'm saying? But the people that I met now, you know, Bradley's and all them, you know, Gales, this man right here, you know, it was all there, you know, that's where we made those relationships. But you talk about just in year one there, you know, you win the championship. Year two, you win the championship. Year three, we at the Celebration Bowl, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a blessing, you know, it was just a blessing.
It took off for you.
So
Had
y'all
some really good players too, though.
Oh, ain't no doubt. Y'all had it rolling, no doubt.
Yeah.
So, you know, you full circle. He's already here. You get here.
We got here at the same time.
Same time.
Yeah.
Under Coach Hughes or Coach Hendricks?
Hendricks.
Coach
Yeah.
Hendricks. Okay. So that was short-lived, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm assuming at this point, you guys have already kind of forged a friendship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because let me say this. That first year back at Jackson State was tough. It was tough. This dude got me through because it was time.
You out of there.
I was just having good
And in my mind, I know how it's supposed to look. You know, I just come from Central. You know,
You say I ain't gonna be back in the crib long.
So we be in that game plan. I'm over here like he was on the table. Boom! Hey man, wake up! We gotta win. But he got me through. You know, and that's where that bond kind of clicked, man. And you know, this ain't just my boy. You know, my co-worker. This is my brother. You know, and that's where it all took off from.
And that's healthy, man. I think that's something that's not talked about, but talked about, man, that is done and with other races that we do but don't do. Like, man, we gotta take care of home, man.
You know, I mean, this guy got me through.
That's a big. That's big, man. That's
big.
I'm gonna jump in and say this. I always kept my mind on the bigger plan.
Yeah.
I knew what the plan was for me.
Ain't no doubt.
He always said that. Like, he honestly always said
You know
that.
what I mean? I knew what the
Sometimes you need a partner to get you through to see the things you can't see. Ain't no doubt about it.
And we won't touch on, you know, the situation before you got the seat, but I can remember watching when you got introduced to taking the seat. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I had briefly met you prior to, but like I said, this was always my connect, so to speak.
Right.
Playing there, not just playing there, but being a guy and being given the keys. What was that, man?
It was like a dream come true because it was crazy. He know this. It almost didn't even happen because I was going somewhere. You know, I was interviewing for other places.
Wow.
You know, I was really
in between
you know,
time.
all through those 2 years that Coach was there, I'm interviewing. You know, because at that point God had already told me,
Ain't no doubt.
it's time.
Yeah.
You know, it's time. And at one point I'm like, I didn't even think this job was it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's putting these other places in front of me.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
getting opportunities to sit in front of.
you know, so I'm this close to taking this one, this close to taking this one. I was talking over this guy, talking over with my wife, and you know, what you say, be patient. You always
That's it.
be
Let it go.
patient, man.
Well, that's easy for the person
Right.
to say it, but not the one that
Right, and these folks telling me like it's yours. You know, we ready for you to come on now. And I can remember I'm turning down jobs, you know, because I'm listening to my trust circle.
Because at the
what's
time,
gonna happen?
Yeah.
Because at the time, that move, and this from the outside looking in, that move didn't look like that was happening
Yeah,
that year.
yeah. And truth be told, it wasn't. Yeah.
So I understand your whole. I hear what you're saying, but these people over here talking for real.
Yeah, you know, I'm on Zooms, I'm doing interviews and stuff. So, but like you said, man, when it finally happened, it's like, wow. You
Did you know before they called you that?
No, I knew it was lurking, you know, but I didn't know it was gonna drop like that.
So you showed up to the team room.
Yeah, because we had just won. I think we had just won, right? And so we came back, you know, I'm thinking about the other stuff going on, and they dropped that, you know, so I'm
You
like,
knew?
I kind of,
Yeah.
I knew, just as much as he knew.
yeah, it was something.
So when it happened, it's like, oh, this for real?
yeah,
Like,
it's go time.
that's
You
big
know what I'm
time.
saying?
A lot of
big
people
time,
said but 10 people said they
Yeah.
don't know. So in your mind, you just in there for a team meeting
Yeah.
about the other stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna just drop like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then when it happened, I'm like, okay, my mind, okay, God, you told me this is what I was waiting for. This is the assignment now.
And this before you go to the celebration bowl.
Yes, this was before we went. Before.
So
I know where you're going with that.
no, I'm trying to ask him, but I don't want to get in trouble. So just
you're
tip
good.
your hat. If yes, give me that if no.
What you got?
You get off that plane in Atlanta, and you know you got it. You go celebrate with some wings in Magic City, or you?
No, here's what's crazy. We started recruiting. Am I lying? No, we started recruiting in. You know, we was on talking to recruits, doing all this, started setting up for. Yeah, I went to work.
So what did you celebrate?
I don't know. Football is celebration to me.
You never had a chance to sit back and say, like,
Oh, don't let him give me that blame.
No, no, serious. That's not a year before when we went. Right, that's what you say, Tip. No, honestly, that year, you know, going into that game, I knew how quick that transition was going to be.
Yeah.
And the head man was out of there. You know, he had already told me after that game. Yeah, so it's mine after that.
But you got we had what 2 weeks before it goes there for
Yeah,
break
you see what I'm saying? So, man, we preparing.
with that early sign.
Yeah, you know, we got to put a class together, and we kind of had already kind of knew like dudes was gonna be.
In and out.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be a big transition.
doors.
Yeah, you know, so that whole weekend or that week up to the game was work. You know what I'm saying? But now, if you want to know about the previous year,
We'll do that when the mic go off.
that's totally different. But
do we have any questions, bro?
Craziest thing, though, at the end of that game, we leaving Atlanta, and it's a sprinter, and you know, the coach and his people get on that sprinter, and me and this fella get on the bus and look at each other. And well, it's just us.
it was just us. He's not lying. You know what I'm saying? He's not lying though. It
This
was
how we
crazy.
doing it right now.
Because it wasn't just players. You had to round up a staff.
Yeah, everything. Like when we got on the plane, it was just us and the team. They did, you know, we celebrated a little bit. AD, they did a little champagne toast to the, you know, new to me and everything. And everything was going
Let
on.
me ask you this now. When we saying that, no doubt about it. Okay, but at that point, you were interviewing, you were talking to people. But did you have that list of 15 people?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I tell people all the time, like I always kind of knew who my targets was, right? Because like God had been telling me it's time. And I didn't want to get blindsided. That's why I tell you, like, true story. When we went to celebration, but we working on recruit, and it's just me and him. You know,
We conduct the interviews at the
yeah. You see what
Y'all
I'm
in the Army Hotel
saying? Yeah,
working.
We had an interview at a restaurant in the Army Hotel.
yeah.
Wow.
True.
Y'all lying.
You know, and then it was more family because I remember I took my kids to the aquarium, that you know, that kind of stuff.
To the little deal.
Yeah, you know, it was more about that then, you know, but that's what it was. We hit the ground rolling.
Okay. You got anything for Coach or Coach O right now?
Coach TC, what's your philosophy to your team about life?
Okay.
About life. Have a plan after football. You know what I'm saying? Like what we were just talking about. I really didn't have no plan about the football.
You was going wild on this.
Yeah. So what we do now with our team now, like what every Wednesday, we have just people that got, you know, careers that come in and talk to the team. You know, what we call life after football.
Right. Okay.
You know, that's my philosophy. Have a plan. Don't get blindsided by life. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I really try to instill on these guys. Because when you get 28 to 30 years old, that 4-4 done went to a 4-6.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt.
You know, and I tell them all the time, football is only this much of your life. You know, so what's your plan after football?
Right.
So that's a big thing for me, a big philosophy of mine.
Right. So, you know, we're going to hold you just a little bit longer.
Oh, we good, man. I'm having a good time.
As we get to it, you know what I mean? We're peeling it back. Yeah. You know, what was the, you get the job, right? The very next move, oh, I'm elevating you. That was the very next move,
It was
right?
no brainer.
I mean, but that was verbally, or was that non-verbal communication?
He already, I mean, he knew it.
It was 5 years in the making.
Yeah, we had been talking about it since 19.
So y'all went to Mama Hamels, or what y'all do?
Ooh, Lord. Mama Hamels.
I don't think of Mama Hamels though.
Because y'all had to sit down, man, and say, I know what you say y'all did at the Celebration Bowl, but y'all had to sit down and say, hey, team-wise,
This how we wanted to look.
philosophy-wise, this is what we want to do.
That was back at the office.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When we got back, you know, that next day we were back in the office, you know, in the war room, and that's what was crazy. Like he said, it was just us two. There was nobody here. Trainers, you know, left and went. Everybody. We had to build everything from scratch. You know,
It was a mass exodus.
yeah,
Ain't no doubt.
you know.
Ain't no
But
doubt.
what we did, you know, at the same time, we really focused on the players. You know, we really wanted to focus on the players because we knew it was going to be a mass exit. You know, and I already had my guys, as far as coaches, how I wanted it to look anyway. So I knew that wasn't going to be the hard part. The hard part was going to be putting together another team and living up to that same expectation of going to 2 damn Celebration Bowls the year before.
Ain't no doubt.
You know,
Did you feel pressure?
No, absolutely not.
Did you feel his pressure?
No.
Because y'all two mainstays. You're in the record books.
yeah.
You from here.
But my thing with him, I always tell him, you know, it's my job to make him look good. So we work well together. If I see he needs something from me, I'm gonna make sure he got it. You know what I mean? So it just, man, we just live.
It's a feel. Feel thing.
He got his way of going by doing it though. You know, I'll say something he don't like or make a decision. Nah,
He come back to it.
This is him right here. This is his go-to every time. He's like, Coach, I know what you're trying to do, and I get it, and I like it. I'm with you, but we can't do that. That's how he do it every time. I know what you're trying to do, but I'm with you, but we can't do that, Coach.
Ain't no
So
doubt.
I appreciate he'll listen to me. You know?
Oh yeah, I got you.
And then on the flip side of it, I might come to him with something, and it ain't something that really fit what he likes. And I listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't want to go that route.
Yeah.
And boom, we on to the next thing. It ain't no hard feelings when it comes to business.
No, it's all business.
Yeah.
But how do you navigate? Because I have a problem with it a lot of times. And everybody know you the right hand man. Hey, let's go talk to Coach, man. I think he should, you know, we should be off for 3 days instead of 2. How you handle that, man? I tell them dude, man, y'all don't talk to him. So they look at me crazy.
I don't even tell them that. I tell them, nah, we gonna work.
And that's the truth, because a lot of that don't even get to me. A lot of
They don't get to say it because they won't go. They look at me like, man, you tripping.
But you know, like you were saying, though, he just certain stuff. I know this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just certain stuff.
I'm not even going there. I'm not even going.
I'm gonna protect his energy. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I think
I'm
about.
gonna protect y'all.
that's what he.
Make sure it don't go too far.
Because at the end of the day, you are. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for me, I hear a lot of that, but I got to cut it off before it gets to him. But I do want to turn into that November night in Jackson, and I want to go gorilla. But then I understand that I got to delete. I can't send this text. How you keep it together? Because I have a rule. Because I'll see a tweet. Oh no, y'all ain't even talking about my dude, not my head cut. And then, all right, put it down. If I feel the way, same way in 5 minutes, I'm gonna hit send. If not,
that's when I come into play. Cause he come to me, Coach, this ain't right. No, we ain't doing it. He want to clap. Yeah, I have to tell him like, Coach, no, we ain't.
I type it, but I won't him before I see it.
Literally would type it up.
Right. You want me to hit it?
Yeah, that's him. Like, Coach, you can't do it. That's him. That's him.
And then I got a policy. He'll tell you that after the losses, I might not go on social media for about a week. I don't even want to read it.
That's healthy. That's healthy. That's healthy.
But with the all-corn background, man, the all-corn background, you're closest to your sister. You get this job. Looking back, man, any regrets?
No.
Any, if I had stayed at NCCU, I could do it.
One thing about me in this career that I'm in, I've always let God lead my steps. I live by, die by that. You know, he always got my boots right where they supposed to be. And I never doubt or never say shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know what I mean? And I've not had a lot of success, so why not trust him?
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, I don't never question it because he hadn't led me wrong yet. Even like we talk about the times that were hard, it was always a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, and he always put that person next to me to, you know, get me through those times. But I never doubt any decision that I make, though.
So when he bumped your pay up, what was the big purchase?
Maybach.
I had to beg him to bump a pay.
You had to pay your debt off.
Hey, but look, man, I will say that he's a good head coach. We go out, go to dinner or something. Come go foot that tab for me now.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I ain't know, but sometimes I foot it because he blessed me. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes.
See, now you putting pressure on me, putting that on camera.
See, I know the restaurant we go to, right? So we go take a roll out. Hey, I got it on now.
I already know what the play is right here.
Here's the question I got. Who foot the bill at Johnny T's? I'm trying to get in there.
It's going to be me.
Okay, all right.
It's
so
gonna
look,
be me.
I'm downtown Jackson. I'm exploring. Me and the wife, we ride. You know, I want Mississippi food. You know, we just out driving. I'm asking the boys where to go. We just back and forth. I see Johnny T's call. I'm talking the line around the building. I'm like, ooh.
Get that ticket though.
So I'm like, okay. All right. My man, I said, hey man, what y'all got going on? Hey man, his dress code getting here. You know, you can't. I was like, all right, bet, don't worry about it. Okay. I need to call O&TC, see what night's day is here. So I'm in there. So the nights y'all in there, I need to go through there and pull up. I need to pull up on y'all.
You going down?
I need to pull up on y'all.
You ain't no dress code.
I need to pull up on y'all. There's a lot going on. It was Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind, Fire. I say, hold on, this is my vibe.
Great food too.
But I couldn't. So I'm gonna just
use.
Yeah, let me know what day y'all in there.
I've never been there. But BCU got a question for you. With the media day, how did you feel about the selections from team to player? We want to know how you felt about the selection. That's the only football question, so to speak.
No, you're good. To me, the preseason is just picks.
It is what it is.
You know, you hadn't had a kickoff. You ain't had a holler out for kickoff team, punt team, offense, defense. It's just picks. You know, you got guys just assuming this is what it's going to be. You know, the game's got to be played. You know, and I don't even like using this bulletin board material. You know, our guys been there all summer. We looking at them. They look the part, but are they going to come together and play football?
Right.
So that's who's going to be at the top in the end. Whatever team come together and can play together as one. I don't care how much talent you got. You know, because I could sit up and raise hell about a bunch of guys we had that didn't make it, but it's still up to them to go play.
Right.
Because what's going to look bad is when you got picked, and that's what I told my guys that got picked. If you got picked and go out there and flake this year, you know, it's going to look.
Stunk it up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You know, respect to the ones though that made it. Though that's a lot go into that because I've been there as a player. You know, been on part of the teams that been picked at the top. You know, that lets you know a lot of people think a lot of you and the expectation, but you still got to go play the games in the end. You know.
True. And you know, we get ready to cut you out. Anything else, real quick, before we cut you out, man? You know, you on the social media realm. I tell you all the time, man. You've been known as my my little big brother, I guess it's the beard, the hats, you know, that
it's
kind of
beard.
thing, man.
Just start rocking one.
So you got the tab tonight? You know
I
what?
get you around.
You know what? We ain't gonna put that on camera,
Good.
man.
I like
We're gonna edit that out.
Yeah,
But
cool.
you know, Coach, man, thank y'all both for coming, man.
Definitely appreciate it, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Definitely appreciate it, man.
If you want to say anything, how to follow you, y'all kick off. I'm rooting for you, like I told you before. I'm rooting for you every week,
But
except for one.
Ain't no doubt.
And then it might be two.
You're right, though. That's great. I like that. I like
If we
that.
live it right, it's two.
I like that.
I can't root
like
for
that.
you. I'm gonna get old man enough to fight.
You know, my wife,
after that-
hold on now, my wife an Alkanite, though.
Really? Shout out to this
know that.
TC
Yeah.
Taylor.
Ain't no
She's
doubt.
an
Shout out to
Alkanite.
her.
Anytime you want to come to a game, let us know.
We got you.
She an Alkanite. Yeah.
Okay? Okay. Wait, before we end this, how does this happen?
Oh, man. Just we grew up together, and like I said, down there that way, you either went to Alcorn, and wasn't a lot of people just going to Jackson State.
So,
like that.
and here we are in Life Story. So, were y'all sociable in high school, or was this
we
a
all
college
went to the
thing?
same high school.
You know what I'm
worked the
saying?
same-
But I mean, were y'all dating then?
No, this happened when I got to the league.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you didn't really.
that's when I got to the league. But no, let me say this though. She got me right.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? She
It
was
take one.
She was
It
there
take
through
one.
thick and thin.
It take the
and
right
she
one to
made
do
that
it.
call and got me right up here, and it took off from there.
After you left here,
Yeah.
but you guys knew each other, grew up together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I was able to listen to her when I got that call.
From the same place.
Yeah.
Families.
Oh yeah, like
whole nine.
this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's still a Hawkeye though.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. So what was her big purchase when you got that first bump?
She in the Range Rover now.
Shout out to the Range.
Money being made around here.
She on me now about that extension. She want that next house now too. Though.
Yeah. Hey, and you should get it. Settle for nothing less.
No doubt. I'm in town, so them summertime cookouts.
I'm talking
Boys
pool.
hit me up. Them boys hit me up.
I'm talking
And
upstairs.
she talking all that.
patio.
But I told her that come with the extension.
Whoa. I told her, I said, I can't wait till they get in the house because they going to wake up and I'm already doing the back patio cooking. I can't wait.
And I'm on the way.
Ain't no doubt.
Summertime, I'm on the way.
Ain't no doubt.
Hey, too bad we found out, man. We about to both go in. Y'all go into camp when?
Say it again one more time.
I say y'all go into camp when?
29.
29. Same time as we are.
Yep, 29.
Again, too bad we kind of found out about this golf thing too late, because we could have done so, hooked this up.
We might can sneak us
We'll make that
around.
happen.
We might can
We'll
sneak
make
us
it
around. Ain't no
We'll
doubt.
make it happen.
Because I hear you going to Dubai next week for vacation.
No, I don't know where you got that from. I just told you my vacation football. I like how you snuck that one in there though.
Word on the street, you're going to Dubai next week, so we can't play next week. But we got to get together, man.
Yeah,
For
ain't
sure,
no
I
doubt.
didn't know
Ain't
y'all
no
played,
doubt.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Do something for charity, something like that. We got 2 that play. Y'all got 2 more on staff that play? Wait, how good are they? I'm not worried about that one.
Hey, we can always bring out ringers now. We got a ringer.
We're going to bring ours too, so
Okay, so it's gonna be good.
it'll be 1 ringer versus 3 hackers. And we'll put it together for charity, man. We'll raise money and we'll put it together, man. Just have some good time.
Have a good old time, man.
No doubt.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Again, man, how they follow you when you open the season, the whole 9. This is yours.
Hey, come out and support, man. JSU football. We're excited about it. Our guys been working their butts off all summer long, man. It's gonna be a great season. Really looking forward to it, and I appreciate you guys for bringing us down. And one
ain't
thing
no
I
doubt.
always talk about that Alcorn rivalry, the stories that I tell you, family. You know what I'm saying? It's like a big family rivalry with that game. Now I got good friends on both sides of that whole deal, and it's always the same with me that 1 week. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know. Hoping y'all have a great season as well, man.
As well.
Get those season tickets, JSU football. We finna do great things this year.
Awesome.
And cameraman, correct me if what we gonna try to do, right? We do this every Thursday, all through the season. When it rolls to rivalry week,
I'm with it.
we got to get you and Coach Thomas back here.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it old school style, where You know, they used to do it back in the day, like WCW.
Oh yeah,
wrestling match, you know what I'm talking about?
That's swag.
We got to get it done.
That's swag. Now let me say this. Now we come to Lorman this year, right? We come down.
I know that.
Y'all got a plate for me ready to go, right?
Oh yeah.
No, he looked away. How you saw?
No, we got it. Set it up.
Okay.
But here's the play though. Before then, I got to get both of y'all because again, I almost ended the interview when y'all said y'all never heard of mustard on fish. I almost ended the whole thing right there. But I got to get y'all set up with that before. All right.
I don't eat mustard. I don't eat mustard.
I don't eat mustard either.
But I win ketchup and hot sauce.
Camera guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
I'm just disappointed.
Just had the hot sauce and ketchup, man.
I'm disappointed in you because
even if you ain't got ketchup, just give me the hot sauce. I'm straight. Yeah.
Don't knock it till you tried it, but I got y'all set up. We good on that.
No doubt.
Hey, again, man, appreciate y'all for coming down.
Summer breeze.
Appreciate you.
What's happening?
Big summer breeze, coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hey, here we go. So here we go. July 27th, man, at the Mississippi Museum of Art. Big summer breeze, cigar, bourbon. The great men of Omega Psi Phi, probably the best event in town. In Jackson, Mississippi, man. Y'all come out, get tickets. Gonna be about from 7, I think, to 12. Go online, get tickets, come out, support. It's gonna be big, man. Velvet Puff is gonna be one of the big sponsors of it. Make sure you go show them love. They're great people to us.
Scholarship event, man, right?
Yeah, I'll be at that event too.
Scholarship
Hotel will
event.
be there. Awesome.
Again, Common Man, Don Cigabellos, we appreciate y'all. Appreciate Coach Lacey for coming through. Coach Taylor, my boy Coach O, who ain't mad at me today.
How about it?
All right, we'll
See y'all next week, man. Next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. We back live with it, man.